Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. This is part 2 of our 10-day spiritual empowerment activation. This is day 10, part 2. That was interesting. So I went to touch my device to see if there were any more questions. And my device totally shut down. Now, that's not uncommon. My phone is a really decent quality phone. It was expensive, but it's a few years old. And so every once in a while it will shut down and restart. And I guess I've been lucky that that hasn't happened hardly at all. So I guess there's a first time for everything for it to happen in the middle of a Facebook Live. So those of you who submitted questions before, could you resubmit your questions? Because I actually didn't have a chance to read them yet. I don't know what they were. So there were 4 people that submitted questions. If you can submit those again, I hope we can get all people back. Yes, I'm going to give the 3 things that I'd like for you to focus on. Okay, I'm going to give those again. I just barely had started on it, and that's when my phone decided to freak out. Technology, isn't it wonderful? Okay, so jotting down notes. Number 1, the focus is on checking every day, checking and managing your energy. Checking and managing your energy. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to check and manage your energy? It could be that you listen to the guided meditations that were a part of the free gifts. It could be that you do some other process. Whatever it is, it's really important that every day you check in with your energy. Okay. And Jeannie, you were one of the people that submitted a question. Can you resubmit it? Because I didn't get a chance to read it. I don't know what it was. So go ahead and type it again. Hi, Hamad. Good to see you. Okay. Step number 2, as we move forward at the end of this 10-day journey, I strongly encourage you, excuse me, I strongly encourage you to develop your spiritual gifts. I can't emphasize it enough, to do something to develop your gifts, whether it's taking my course, Spiritual Empowerment Academy, checking out books from the library, taking some other online something, working with a local teacher, whatever. It's really imperative. In order for you to learn how to manage your energy, you absolutely have to develop your spiritual gifts, your psychic skill sets, your intuition, okay? And to be doing something to continue learning how to manage your energy and hone your skills, okay? I personally think that the best way is to work with a mentor who really knows what they're doing and who understands about energy and discernment. But I also know that everybody learns differently, so honor whatever works best for you. And step number 3 is community. In order to manage your energy and step into your power, it's important for you to have other people and energies that are supportive of you. You need to have a support system. So remember not to isolate, but have something that you're going to connect with on a weekly or monthly or however rotating basis, so that you have the support that you need. Okay. Whether you get that in the Spiritual Empowerment Academy, or there's a local circle that you go to, or whatever, it's imperative. Okay. So let's go to our questions. I think there was another person who submitted a question who isn't back, but we actually had more than I was planning on doing. So if that's the case, that's okay. So I'm going to go back to the beginning here. Okay. Constance asks, in what direction should I focus my power now? So Constance, I'm going to pick a card for you, and I'm tuning in right now. Oh, this is funny. Like this card sort of fell out, the power card. That doesn't give us their answer, but it's just reiterating what you're just asking. Okay. Where should you focus your power on right now? Right now I'm tuning in. I'm going to pick more than one card. Okay, just so I can have... Interesting. Okay. Give me just a second. What do you do for work, Constance? I'm curious about that. Okay, so we have a few different answers here. So for Constance, we have the awareness card, and one way that you should be focusing your power is literally on what I was just talking about, on developing your intuitive guidance and your connection with your inner guidance, whatever that's going to look like for you. Like that's an important next step for you. Okay. So for you, where you are at right now, this is an important step. It's not just about, because like for a lot of people, stepping into their power is more about their relationships and living their life on purpose and everything. But where you're at right now, your next step for fully embodying your power is to be connecting with spirit more, working with the crown chakra, connecting with your intuitive gifts even more. And it's interesting because this second card that I picked, Stand Your Ground, the imagery kind of reminds me of this one. Like the colors are the same. And it's literally this circle that's over the crown. We have standing your ground. We have this like person learning how to be in their power. And this is all this spiritual energy, like really learning how to stand in sovereignty with your spiritual power. It's all about spiritual energy for you right now. However, there's a little bit more work for you to do in personal relationships. We've got suffering and silence. There's something or someone going on in your life right now where things are being left unsaid. And so it's up to you to figure out what your true feelings are and to make adjustments accordingly. I'm hearing the word adjustments, to make adjustments. Okay. So it's not, it might include communicating your needs, but what's coming in even stronger is making adjustments. It could just be, changing how things are working, changing something about your life. Okay. Jen is asking, are there any messages from my guide? Okay, so let's get some messages from your guide. Okay, so I'm tuning in right now and I'm shuffling cards. Well, there's a card that fell out. There's a card that fell out. I haven't even picked all the cards yet, but I keep getting your grandmother and your grandfather. Are they on your mother's side or your father's side? Your father's side. Now, is this natural born? No. I don't know all about your family ancestry, but were you raised, did you have an adoptive father? If you could share that with me or not, because you have some relatives that are coming in. And Constance is saying, I've not returned to work since my mother passed. Yeah, as far as the suffering and silence card, I was getting something about work and livelihood and feeling a sense of purpose and that sort of thing. So that was why I asked. So Jen, I'm curious. All right, so I'm going to pick one more card and we'll see what message we have. Okay. All right, the reason why I was double checking, Jen, is because this grandmother and grandfather were telling me that they are the parents of your adoptive father, not your biological father. So I just wanted to confirm that. Now, I always tell people, regardless of whether you've met certain relatives or whatever relationship that you had with them in life, they can still come through in spirit and be sharing their support. Okay. All right. So I've got 4 cards, and I'm 100% certain the ones that want to share a message. I know you asked for your spirit guide, but these ancestors showed up and they act as spirit guides as well. They are the ones that want to speak. So we have this hope card, and this is them holding you in light. William and Cecilia are their names. Cool. This imagery is them showing that they are holding you, supporting you, giving you love, surrounding you with light, blessings. And so really the overall message from them is that they are supporting you. Okay. And they're showing it in different ways. So with all of the light and the healing hands around you. And then we have the message, recognition and reward, which is they are recognizing you for who you are. They see you. They appreciate you. They recognize your gifts, your talents, and how hard you've been working, and your struggles and your joys. They recognize all of it. They see it from the other side. They actually also work very hard to help you in whatever way that they can. This is the material harvest card. They do everything they are allowed to do from the other side to help good things come into your life. Okay. They work hard. I'm getting that from them, that like they don't just sit back and give you emotional support. They do everything they're allowed to do within the limits of the rules to help bring good things into your life. So when you have like little unexpected fortune, like good things come into your life, a lot of times that's them. They're arranging it. And then we have the crown chakra, which is just acknowledging that is their connection with you. Your crown chakra is the part of your energy anatomy, everybody, where you connect with spiritual source and your team. They're actually telling me, Jen, that they do want you to do a little bit of clearing of your crown chakra, because it is, it's in decent shape, but it needs just a little bit of clearing, kind of like tuning it up a little bit so that they can communicate more directly with you, because they want to. Like, they came in so strong. I was thinking about your guide or whoever. I was just open and they came through. They definitely wanted to communicate with you, and they want to strengthen that communication even more. So have fun with that. I think we have one more question. Jeannie, will I be flying or driving to Pennsylvania on Monday? Okay. Well, for whatever it's worth, my immediate gut instinct is driving. Now, what I like when, and this applies to all of you when you're tuning in intuitively, I find that it's even more interesting when you don't know that many details. Like, I don't know all of why Jeannie is asking about flying or driving. Like, maybe I can try to fill in the blanks a little bit. But sometimes without knowing all the details, and when you get a strong answer like that, like for me, then I know that it's valid, because I'm not basing it on however I'm analyzing her story, right? So it's like driving feels much stronger. When I get flying, it feels, well, I know when you're flying, you're up in the sky, but like the whole idea of flying, It feels less grounded. It feels like there's, yeah, well, anyway, yeah, it feels like it's not as definite, right? The driving, that feels like a sure thing, definite, certain. Let me see. Now, when I check on things like this is a future forecast question. So when we're looking at future forecast, most of the time things are not set in stone 100%. So let me just look at it in these terms, as far as if it's 100% or not. No, it's not 100% sure, but it would be more likely for you to count on driving. So just be prepared for that. There's much lower chance of you flying than driving. So plan accordingly for that. Okay. All right. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Zahira says, I'm back. Jeannie says, I don't want to drive. I know. I'm not telling you that you need to. I'm just telling you that that's what I'm seeing. And so just plan for that possibility. Okay. That's all. I hope that you're able to fly and that it goes perfectly. Okay. Like, I hope that whatever you want, you're able to do. I hope that. But just plan accordingly. Okay. That's what I would say. Okay. So I think we are all set. My deepest apologies, because I do think that there was a fourth person who submitted a question and I have no idea who that was. And if you're watching this later, that one person, you can always message me and I'll do a quick PM reading for you. I'd be happy to do that. So we are all done with our free readings. And Constance says, thank you so much. This was, Zahira. Oh, yeah. Okay, Zahira, it was you. So I was not able to see what the original questions were. So can you retype your question? Because when the device shut down, I was busy talking, so I didn't see. I saw questions, but I had not read them yet. So give me your question again. I will answer it right now, and then we will wrap up. So type real fast. Tell us what your question is. I need like game show music that I can play when we're like waiting. So what I'm going to do, since Zahira is submitting her question, I'm going to go ahead and start tuning in. We'll save a little bit of time. I'm going to start shuffling. And Zahira, are you submitting your question, my darling? Zahira is in Spiritual Empowerment Academy as well. And so is Stephanie. And so is Jeannie. And Tana. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, so Zahira, type your question, dear. We see you. We see you. So, just a little recap. If you want to work more deeply with me, be sure to visit my website, psychicprotectionsanctuary.com, and under the events tab, click on Spiritual Empowerment Academy. Okay? And we've got our question now. Should Daryl and I take the package job in Tacoma? I got an immediate answer, but I'm going to double check it. And I'm getting a lot of also. So I got a claircognizant answer right away. I knew the answer. And then right now I'm feeling in a little bit deeper and I'm getting clairsentient information. I'm feeling things in my body. Okay. So I'm going to, just for educational purposes, I am I'm going to share, instead of just giving you the straight answer, which I will, I'm going to share with you also what I'm getting so you can see an example of how clairsentience works. So Zahira, right away, I got no when to the question, should you guys take the job in Tacoma? Now, remember, I don't have any like I want the best for all of you. I don't have any attachment to what you do or don't do. I'm just telling you what the energy is telling me. So you can decide what to do or not do, because I'm just giving you a second opinion, because your first opinion is your own inner guidance. But here's what I feel. As an outside party who doesn't know anything about the jobs or what it means to you or what emotional investment you have in it, or why you're wanting the jobs. I don't know any of that. All I know, so I'm not emotionally invested like you are, right? What I know is that I immediately got clear information that I felt all of these negative sensations that sensations that I would call negative, that would indicate to me that things might not go well with that job situation. I felt nauseous. I felt like my throat was burning. Are there chemicals there? I don't know, but it's like, and I feel like my head, I feel woozy. Stomach, it's not just nausea, but also stomach ache, and just not feeling well. Now that can also be an indication, not of literal illness, but that just simply that things are not going to go well. Okay. Let's see. I want to get a little more information. Okay. All right. Since I want to keep this short, because we've been going for a while, I want to give you one more little tidbit. And the card that I pulled is Spiritual Union. Okay. So, Zahira, this is like literally you and your husband. I would encourage you to literally put your heads together and figure out there's something that's not quite beneficial about that exact path. So I want you to put your heads together, and releasing any drama or worry or emotional attachment. Just put your heads together and ask, okay, does there need to be some kind of adjustment to this plan before you get into it? And it's going to be much easier if you make the adjustment now than later, because later things feel way messier and it does not feel good at all with this current path, that current job. Okay. All right. So that's what I would say. And you know where to find me if you want to go deeper with this. So whenever we do group readings, they're literally like very quickie answers, and we're not going very deep. And it sounds like very, very important life-altering type of question, life direction. So you know where to find me if you need some more support with that. But I also feel like I want to tell you, you have tools. So if you haven't already, Zahira, you know how to use your cards and your pendulum, and I encourage you to sit down and tune in and see what you get before you reach out to me again. Okay, does that sound good? All right, so thank you, everybody. This was awesome. We went almost an hour for this last finale class. Thank you for being with me through this 10-day journey. As always, we have one Facebook Live in this Facebook group, Spiritual Empowerment Community with Maya Zahira. We have it every month. We normally would be having it next week, but we're not going to, since we just spent 10 days together. So we'll have one again next month and the month after. So you can count on that. And gosh, it's always a little bit of a letdown when we get to the end. We're like, oh, we're not going to see each other every day. But I want to just remind you of the message that I shared further back, like 30 minutes ago or so. And that was to now's the time to take stock of what you've learned so far. So instead of just going on and getting distracted, take stock, go back, listen to any replays, take notes, write in your journal, and really work with this material. Take at least one new thing and work on integrating it into your life. As always, I'm sending you all my love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next Facebook Live next month. And Sahela says, yes, thank you, Maya, for everything. Heart and hug. Bye, everybody. See you later. Have a great weekend.